You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Sunshine Classic on League Ready. Beautiful day in Montverde, Florida. 81 degrees outside as Dream City, the Eagles, take on Tennessee Collegiate Academy. It's the Eagles and the Spartans going at it on this Friday night. And happy Friday night to you at home. Alongside Isaac Trotter, I'm Max Toma, and we're going to see a ton of great high school basketball played this weekend. And in this matchup, we got 10 4-stars, a 5-star. And on the TCA side of things, they beat prolific Prep earlier around Thanksgiving. Drew a lot of headlines, a lot of eyes on this team now, and they're really showcasing their own, making their Nike EYBL Scholastic debut today.
Yeah, the spotlight is on this group, and it really does start with Mason Williams, who has honestly blown up. He's turned himself into one of the biggest rising guards in this senior class, and he has an insane challenge tonight against Ikenna Alozie, one of the elite defensive guards in this entire senior class. Alozie against Williams will tilt the scales today.
You watch Alozie and you see the commitment to Houston, and doesn't he just feel like a quintessential Houston Cougar?
Yeah, if you look up what does a Houston Cougar point guard look like, Ikenna Alozie probably looks like exactly like that in the dictionary. And he plays defense, he plays with insane motor. We'll get into him a little bit today. He just is so much fun to watch play basketball, and he is going to be an outstanding addition for Houston next season.
I think you hit the nail on the head there with motor. He's just an industrious kid. And you don't see a lot of high school kids, I should say, fully commit 100% on the defensive side as well as the offensive end.
Defense gets you paid in this era, and Ikenna Alozie understands that really well. And I feel like today, if Mason Williams can go off against Ikenna Alozie, the spotlight's going to continue to grow even more. That's why this matchup is so fun. Both these guards are super, super competitive. Only one can win today.
We're going to see a lot of great guard play on full display tonight. Mason Williams, the son of Mo, the senior out of Madison, Mississippi, who had 23 points in that matchup versus prolific Prep a couple of weeks ago. So it's the debut in the conference for Tennessee Collegiate Academy. And Tariq Christian, who's off to a 1-2 start, but they've looked really good a couple of times. This is Malachi Jordan kicking it out. Straight away, 3 from the big man. Off the mark for Chris Brown, the 4-star, or 11-ranked center in the 2027 class. Jordan probing, getting all the way in. Couldn't finish with the left hand. Wanted to foul, absorb some contact. So for the Spartans, 8-1 start to the season, but making their debut in the league under first-year head coach Michael Wright. We're about to find out a lot about this program, you'd imagine, in this month of December.
Pretty aggressive ball screen coverage early here from Dream City.
All the way in. Williams too strong. Good power dribble, soft finish at the rim from D.R.A. Vital.
Really, really strong move. And on that first opening sequence here, we have one offensive rebound for both sides. So controlling the boards is going to be a huge one today.
Still a crossover. There is Alozie kicking it out. DeAndre Morris pulls back the reins, the junior from Seattle. One of the many 4-stars we'll see in this matchup today. Jordan, who could do so much. Fancy footwork, might have been a walk though. One step too many. There is the lone 5-star in this game, the junior out of Nashville.
I would be interested to see that little replay there, because that's the A.J. Debonsa move. Debonsa has been expert at that move right now for BYU in the early going. He doesn't get called for a travel on that one. Jordan does there, and I don't think he agreed with that one.
You're talking about defense getting you paid. That move will get you paid too, right? Good aggressive defense, hedging the screen. That's a shot that Vital has in the bag, but 2 looks, and they both come up empty. And a slow start for both teams offensively.
So far in the early going, Tennessee, their TCA, like, we're basically like, how did they hang with this group? 2 offensive rebounds on the first couple possessions. That's a pretty good start to have a little bit of staying power.
There is Jordan just having his way in the paint.
That's a terrific back cut, too, to get an advantage and then get into the middle of the paint for a little 8-foot floater.
5-star who was formerly at Lake Academy. Got tons of offers. He's going to have his choice with so many suitors at high-level Power 5 programs, Power 4 programs, should say. 2-2 start. You'd imagine you need a good start if you're the Spartans, kind of in a new atmosphere, and there's a cheap giveaway from Josiah Sanders, the man they call King. They're trying to get their feet underneath them in their first matchup in the EYBL Scholastic. I feel like it's an important first quarter for them. And a second walk against Dream City. This one goes against Ikenna Olozi.
Kind of early, but you're just seeing Dream City, like they're very aggressive defensively. They've been hard hedging the pick and rolls. They're really getting after trying to heat the basketball up. That's something that like these guards are going to have to really try to handle that and get rid of it quick.
Williams slicing all the way in this time. Gets it with the left hand and the foul.
That little hang dribble and then to be able to use his offhand for the finish through contact, that's a really, really high-level move by Mason Williams.
I mean, how do you guard this when he holds the basketball so far away? Does a great job of shielding with the off arm.
Terrific job of shielding and just really, really strong body control and a strong core too, right? To be able to get through that and finish with his left.
Not only got 23 points in that big win versus Prolific Prep, he added 5 assists and 5 rebounds. A guy who could do it all. Misses the free throw, but gets it right back. Chance on the reverse side. It's a 4-point possession for Mason Williams.
Just playing with a lot of confidence right now. And that's a little scary if you're Dream City, for a guy like this who's balling lately, to get him 4 early points. He
is seeing the ball go through the bucket. And on this end, another one and done for Dream City. Chance to add to this lead. For a TCA team off to a great start. One loss came versus Sierra Canyon back on October 25th. They haven't lost in a long time. Good contest on the block. Leak out. That's a really difficult pass for C.J. Brown to deal with, though.
That's a tough sequence there for C.J. Brown, because I feel like he did so many things right on that possession and just kind of gets rewarded with a kind of a rough pass down below his ankles and then has to pick up a foul there. So did a lot of things well, and it's a kind of a good process but a bad outcome there for C.J. Brown.
Got the deflection, leaks out in transition, in between bounce pass though for a 6'9" guy on the move.
You can see his defensive upside though. He's already made a couple really nice defensive plays early.
Sanders had it stripped away for a moment. Very active defense here from Dream City. They just move their feet so well, move collectively as a unit. Nearly a turnover, almost a backcourt violation. Shot clock's at 2, and that's nowhere close, and will be a shot clock violation. It all starts on this side, it feels like, for the Eagles.
Again, Brown in the middle of all of it. That's another deflection for C.J. Brown, and that really just pushes Tennessee Collegiate Academy out, forces the shot clock violation.
T. Cleaves Jr. almost gave it away. Fortuitous bounce right back to him. Malachi Jordan isolated, step back 3, got it. Oh, that's money.
5-star gonna 5-star right there on that one with a little step back jab 3 right in your eye hole.
That's maybe why you move from number 24 to number 5. 5-star guy isolated on the floor and takes a difficult shot, but he can hit that. Rebuttal around and down. Good answer there for Tennessee Collegiate Academy. Lincoln Vincent with the 3. Cleaves Jr. no good.
Cleaves is wondering why he can't get the friendly roll like Vincent on the other end.
Williams spinning, finding the open man. That's Miles. And how about the rebounding ability from Olozi? The man can just sky on the glass.
I love his push-aheads, too, in transition, trying to get early offense for Dream City. Good pass.
Great find, extra pass into the corner. Olozi for 3. Executions there, shot doesn't go down, but that's great ball movement. On the other end, there's Brown again with another stuff. And a second good contest. C.J. Brown doing it on this end real well.
Really been awesome defensively here in the first 5 minutes of regulation.
Another guy who's got an offer from Houston. Could potentially be a Cougar in the long run. DeAndre Morris left alone. It's early on, just about 5.5 minutes gone by, but Dream City only with 5 points. The looks are there, though. Just not falling.
I think turning defense to offense is going to be huge for this group.
Mason
just
Williams
like this.
Gets double teamed. That's Jordan who got his hand to the breadbasket. Bodies hit the deck. Shot clock didn't reset. The timeout called.
I think that's a good timeout there. That would have been the second shot clock violation kind of brewing. If you're scrambling on the floor there for a couple seconds, you call timeout, 7 seconds on the shot clock. That's plenty of time to dial up a good look.
Just suffocating defense. Another down by 4, but Dream City feels like all 5 guys on the floor basically in lockstep with each other.
Connected. That's exactly the word I was thinking of too. They're very in lockstep is a great way to describe it. They've been really, really aggressive with their ball screen coverages early, and then on the backside they've rotated well. They're in the gaps. There's nothing real easy other than for that 1 4-point possession for Mason Williams.
always just feel like that's got to be tough. Out of the gate, on the road, it's a first quarter. A lot of these guys are getting looks from, high-level, high-caliber programs at the collegiate level, but buying in on the defensive side of things, maybe not the sexiest thing. It's the offense, it's the scoring column that gets the headlines, but Dream City really buys in on this side.
And Thanksgiving last week, right? Like, you have a little bit of, it's just maybe a little lethargic, been a little bit after a little break. Like, that's a challenge here in the first 5-ish minutes of the first quarter.
Valentine Jordan hits the bench for the first time. Our Trey Bagley, the sophomore from Tempe, Arizona, in.
Pretty familiar last name there.
Oh, yeah. It's another stuff on a 3 from Brown, who's just been everywhere. Second chance off the mark. And this is going to go the other way. C.J. Brown, the length.
5 deflections in 5 minutes and 51 seconds. Like, that's crazy, right? The type of defensive impact that he's having on this game early. Kind of want to reward him on the other end with an easy bucket, so he starts feeling really good about himself because he's doing the work on defense.
6'9", listed as a center as Alozi hangs and hits. That's a tough runner off the window.
No questions about him as a downhill driver. That is absolutely his game. If you're letting him get to his strong right hand, like, you're cooked before you already start.
Just looks like a Houston guard. Sometimes you look at a guy's bio and you say, that just makes sense, right? 3 off the screen and another one falls. Tennessee Collegiate Academy has just had the answer. Feels like every time Dream City's gotten a bucket, it's Vincent again.
I really like Vincent's game. He's really mature today.
Brown got his hand on it, but it falls for keeper Jackson. Vincent just all the way in, uncontested. Nobody picked up the ball.
Been the best offensive player on the floor here in the last couple of minutes, and you don't guard him. Like, that's an easy free 2 points for Vincent.
Hit 13 threes in his last 6 games, coming off a season low, only 2 points last time out. He's already easily eclipsed that.
Just plays with good pace. Like, you can see him play on or off the ball with really nice pace and feel and pick and rolls.
Your drop floater, no good. Good follow-up from Nate Miles, though he couldn't collect the offensive rebound. Spinning out in transition, that's 1 on 3. Picking up the blocking foul, Mateen Cleaves Jr. forcing the issue.
You can just see, like, his change of direction in the open floor. He's just able to create advantages and get leverage and make defenders uncomfortable. Like, I guarantee you, he is going to be a guy when he gets to college, he could draw like 5 or 6 fouls per 40 minutes because he makes defenders just, like, so uncomfortable with his bend.
His father,
pretty good little player.
Yeah, 6-year NBA player. He was the 14th overall pick by the Pistons in 2000. That was not too long after he was the most outstanding player with Michigan State at the Final Four. And this kid's got an offer on the table from Michigan State. It's got to be hard to pass that up, I'd imagine.
And yeah, that is going to be a little bit different. I mean, every single point guard that comes through that Michigan State program gets compared to Mateen Cleaves Jr. by Mateen Cleaves by Tom Izzo. So Junior's going to have an interesting decision here in a couple years.
Jordan skirts the baseline, a great layoff, but he was bumped, and that's the call on the way in.
I feel like Jordan early has made a couple really nice reads. Like, he hasn't been rewarded with an assist yet, but that's a couple really good reads for him. That's the kind of high IQ type of stuff that you're going to need from your offensive engine.
He gets the basketball a lot. He's going to always get his volume of shots up. Stripped here, though. Reclaims off the window, no good.
Really good defense there, just defending without fouling, walling up on the paint.
That's the hold here for the Spartans, who are off to a killer start, really on both sides.
Probably want to take this shot with 7-ish seconds left. Gives you a chance for an offensive rebound, but doesn't let Dream City get another shot.
Shooting 43% in this opening quarter, looking to add to a 7-point lead. Tough runner from Miles, loose ball. That's good if it goes, but it's just off the mark. From Christian Gibson, 14-7. That is the start for the Spartans. And Lincoln Vincent, the 4-star, coming off his worst game of the year. Well, he's been shining here in the early stages.
Gets an early 3 in transition, and then the next one coming up, like, he basically, like, you go under the screen. You cannot do that against Vincent. That's 3 of these. He's got 8 in the first quarter.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
Fresh, no bad stuff.
With garlic,
Cumin, coriander. It's super tender.
juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
It's not just a burrito.
It's handheld.
Foil wrapped.
Really fresh.
Real ingredients.
From the farm. Fresh every day.
Responsibly raised.
Without that bad stuff, it's magic happening.
Best of the best, baby. 100% yum.
Literally massive deliciousness.
Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. And delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle for real. Blank start for the Spartans. This doesn't look like a program in their EYBL Scholastic debut, shooting 40%, holding Dream City to just 25%. And on the offensive glass, maybe the biggest difference so far, 5-1.
Outstanding. That's the game right now. They have 13 rebounds just to 6 for Dream City, and it's a shot volume win right now. 15 shots for the Spartans compared to just 12 for Dream City. You're going to win when you get to shoot more shots. It's not that complicated.
Sometimes the game of basketball can really be simplified, right? In a game where there's only been one total free throw attempt and it was missed, it's about shot volume and shot-making ability from the perimeter. Is that a stroke from Chase Gibbons? He celebrated his birthday on Tuesday, having himself a nice week.
Then we saw early Dream City kind of like aggressively hedging those ball screens. They haven't lately, and the Spartans have made them pay.
And 3 seconds in the lane against Satuga Baktadze. 17-7. Maybe a surprise if you're a neutral turning in and you're not familiar with what TCA's been able to do so far here in 2025.
Yeah, Dream City just looks out of sync, and you have to give TCA a lot of credit. There's not a lot of open shots here for Dream City in the last 3 or 4 or 5 possessions. Interesting that after the strong first quarter, Vincent, you get the Alozi assignment now. Good luck, buddy.
That'll make things a lot more difficult. That's a tough contested 2. Chance to run out for Alozi. That is Vincent, this time with the defense.
Really good hands and anticipation there to knock that one away.
Williams with the look ahead. That took a deflection, so it'll stay right here. First time we've really seen Lincoln Vincent with a notable defensive play, but a guy who can do it on both ends.
I mean, he's just a nice player. Like, you can just see the vision there. It's 6'3" combo guard, on off the ball, make open shots, have good feel on defensively. Like, that's all good stuff.
Going to work down low off the heel. Second chance for a couple of looks there for Gibson.
They got away with it on that possession, but Dream City just like these offensive rebounds are untenable. You cannot give up this many offensive rebounds here in the first 9 minutes.
Where's the answer on this side? Because it feels like it's been a lot of one-on-one and tough shots over the last few minutes. If they were moving the ball pretty well, just not making the shots early. Morris probing. Alozi gets tripped up. That's a blocking foul.
Good split there by Alozi to gets the contact. But yeah, you're right. I feel like the ball hasn't really moved. It's been more dribbles than passes here lately for Dream City, and that's just not always a great combination, especially when they don't really have anybody that they're comfortable throwing the ball to in on the block right now. It's a lot of just perimeter, face you up drives, and that can be a little bit, herky-jerky, and that's what we've seen offensively lately.
Only 2 points in the paint so far for Dream City.
I wouldn't hate to see a situation where Jordan gets a little post up here if they could. Again, try to match him up against some of these smaller TCA guards. Here we go.
Short corner jumper, and that's just money.
Yeah, really good set there just to get him on that little short corner, little 12-foot fadeaway jumper. That's like money in the bank for him, and I think that's an action that they can keep going back to if these offensive issues kind of keep popping up.
Vincent lets it fly from way downtown.
Cannot go under on screens against Vincent right now. That's 3 threes.
And he's a guy who can shoot off the pass, but he loves the dribble into his shot too, and it really doesn't affect the percentages just watching him with the naked eye. All the way in, scooping and scoring. Here's Alozi. A nice answer, but a defensive miscue, and Lincoln Vincent, maybe the last guy on the floor you want to leave alone right now.
I love that back cut there by Alozi and just able to finish right above the rim. He's explosive in the early going.
At 6'2", he's a guy who's just got great bounce off the deck.
And that's the thing right now. Like, I feel like for the most part, I think Dream City is now going to pivot to putting Alozi fully on Vincent. But, like, you still just can't make scouting report errors right now. Like, you know he's feeling it. Vincent's feeling it. They've gone under on screens twice on him, and both times Vincent has made them pay. Dream City can certainly get back in this game. I mean, it's so early here, 5:40 left in the second quarter, but some of these, like, uncharacteristic defensive miscues are, you know, just they're not acceptable.
Dream City is hoping they get a return to the mean on this three-point shooting from Tennessee Collegiate Academy, because they are off to a 4 of 5 start, and 3 of them coming from that man right there.
Yeah, when you win the rebounding battle, you're making 3 more threes and you're attempted 6 more shots. Like, that's a really good recipe to be up 20-11.
Haven't even heard too much from Mason Williams, who had a nice start there out of the shoot. He lets it fly here, and, well, that's right on cue.
Yeah, that pull-up game is just so balanced, and is able to get to his spot there at the left elbow.
Alozi all the way downhill. Another easy layup, just knifing through the white jerseys.
Literally cannot let him get downhill to his right lane, or it's just a foul or a bucket at this stage. He is electric off the bounce.
Man possessed right now. Maybe when they need it the most with the struggles offensively. Just about 5 minutes to go in this first half. Vincent left alone again. Puts it on the deck. One dribble. And finally misses a shot.
I'm stunned he missed that. That was one of his best looks of the day.
For a team that has such high energy defensively, they had a few miscues. And man, Malachi Jordan's been unstoppable, and he's shooting from the corners.
It's a great shot. I thought Vital defended that very well, and still Jordan's able to knock it down.
Making left, going right. And that's good straight-up defense, despite leaving his feet for Malachi Jordan.
King of verticality right there, just to be able to jump straight up into the air. That's definitely not a foul, and Dream City now able a chance to go the other way.
Sanders scoreless on the night so far. That was it, down at 6 for Dream City, and they've got the basketball. Alozi this time with a step-back fadeaway.
That's the area of growth for his game. Just how good that jumper is going to be is going to determine how quickly he can get on the floor early for Houston.
Beautiful hands from Josiah Sanders to keep it alive as well. Leads to a transition mid-range shot from Christian Gibson. The UCF commit, who's got a great stroke. The southpaw has it right back up to 8.
He told 24/7 Sports' Andrew Cherico that if he was on the same floor with Steph Curry, that he feels like he's the best shooter. So he is not lacking confidence.
Not at all. Malachi Jordan this time with the flush at the rim.
See a little bit of everything of Jordan offensively. It's just like the back cuts, the corner threes, the mid-range pull-ups. Like he is a really versatile offensive weapon.
He's a 3-level scorer, and we've seen that in the opening half. He's scored at will in just about every way, shape, and form. Really the only reason that Dream City's in this game, he's got 12 of the team's 18 points. And in fact, him and Alozi combined for the full scope of 18.
I mean, those are the two guys. Like at some point, the Spartans are just going to have to, if they can take one of those guys away, they'll probably win this game at this rate.
Vincent got his man in the air. There is Gibson with the 3. A little too strong, though. Alozi out in transition. Wrap around one-hand bounce pass. Trip to the free throw line for Matique Cleaves Jr., but that's all about the dish.
Alozi just has a really good understanding of like the floor and just being able to get it out of his hands. Like he's been able to get Dream City multiple transition attacks, and look at that dime there. Put a little rotation on it too to hook it to him. 2 free throws on the way for Cleaves.
He's a guy who plays with incredible intensity, and maybe he doesn't outwardly show the joy, but you can tell he's having fun out there. I mean, even to just attempt that pass with the English and the side spin on it. He's got great vision too.
He's a dog. He is an absolute dog. He's kind of like one of those players that like every roster needs and not everyone has. You know what I mean? But like every roster needs a kind of Alozi on its team.
And you need to have that dog mentality if you're going to go to Houston, because I mean, the conditioning element for that Cougars team every year is second to none.
I've really liked watching that Houston team because like you can tell they don't look like themselves yet. They don't look like a typical Houston team, but it's coming eventually in the next couple months under Kelvin Sampson.
I don't think anybody's worried that they'll eventually get there. 4-point game here with 3:20 to go in the opening half. Mason Williams, quarterback of the offense. Gibson with the crossover, gets all the way back to that left hand and gets the friendly roll around the rim, shooting over the top of C.J. Brown.
It's a really nice move for the UCF commit to get back to his left hand in the middle of the floor. That middle third of the floor is open for them if they want it.
Jordan with a great skip all the way across. Alozi wide open, cans the three.
Another good read from Jordan, being able to scan the floor and find the open shooter in the opposite corner. And that, again, if he can knock down that shot at a high level, that's huge.
And somehow Vincent with the high arcer was all alone again in the win. And that's going to go to Dream City. Lincoln Vincent, somehow he's just finding himself open consistently.
Yeah, can't have it much longer. I mean, Dream City's gotten away with it for a couple times in a row, but it will not be. They'll not be able to get away from it with much longer.
Cleaves off the screen from Brown. Kicks it off to Grant with the three. Brown right there to recollect. That's at the backside of the backboard. That should be out of bounds.
Brown thought that was deflected. I don't have the advanced analytics in front of me right now, but I swear Dream City's defense is much better with Brown on the floor. I swear. Like, I promise it is. And now that he's back in, I think they could get a little bit more aggressive again with those coverages early to try to force some turnovers.
He's a guy who just alters so many different shots and passes. A lot of stuff that doesn't maybe show up in the box score, but his length and his athleticism in combination does wonders.
And just like his mobility at that size, it's like you could probably envision him being maybe a switch everything type of big one day. Like you could, I don't think it'd be crazy to see him guarding out on the perimeter, like as a high level defender, and being able to also guard inside as well.
And you wonder what the future would look like. You know, positionally listed as a center, he's 6'9". He's a junior. What's the room for growth like there? We've seen him attempt a couple of threes today. Hasn't looked like the smoothest jump shot.
To me, at the college ranks, just like looking what it's going to be, he feels like eventually probably a 4. That makes the most sense for me. Maybe you could pair him with a 5-out center that can shoot threes, and then he could be like that rim runner, interior defender, offensive rebounder, play finisher, screener. Like that could easily work for him, and his development's going to be really key because you could see all the defensive tools are certainly there.
Conversation about his out-of-bounds call.
To the naked eye, it looked like that was legitimately deflected off the backboard, and it should be Dream City ball. We'll see what the refs come up with here. Yep.
If they got that one right. Stays right here. Alozi, and we are all level. What a bounce back here from Dream City as they're starting to see the threes fall.
When Alozi's threes are going in, he's a different type of prospect, and that is the real big X factor with his game. And he made the corner three and responds with an NBA level 3.
And it's Malachi Jordan on the defensive side, and now with the lead, Jordan's up to 14 points on the breakaway jam.
Good things happen when you play defense, and Jordan certainly rewarded for a strong defensive effort. Gets to hang on some rims.
And while they have had their half-court struggles at times in this opening half, when they can get out and run, they've got the athletes to make it look real easy in transition.
Getting a good shot here for the Spartans is essential.
8-0 run. Williams doesn't halt it right here. Fight for the loose ball, and of course, Brown's the guy to get in.
Always in the right place at the right time here early in the first half.
Alozi all the way in, sucks in the defense, kicks it out to Cleaves. That would have been a big shot with 1:20 to go.
Like the process there from Alozi, got a wide open look.
High arcing mid-range too. Christian Gibson has hit a couple of those.
He likes that pull-up jumper. He's nice, smooth, polished lefty game. He's really got a lot of game offensively. You can see it.
And you noted the confidence early. It takes a lot of juice and a lot of faith in yourself to say something like that. Not only to compare yourself to Steph Curry, but to say, hey, I'm even a better shooter when I'm out there on the floor.
He says he gets up at 4 a.m. to go get workouts in, so he's put the time in.
He got stuck in the lane right here. There's Alozi hitting the deck. First man on the floor, always.
Those are the type of little hustle plays that get you on the floor early when you're a freshman in college at the next level, and that's what his game's going to have to be, because he's probably not going to be a primary option right away for the Cougars.
They've got it with Malachi Jordan. Isolated again. Cleaves off the dribble, step back. And a chance to hold for the final shot. What an opening half this has been. 21 points in the second quarter for Dream City. as Williams is fouled on the floor.
His handle is disgusting. Like, he has that ball on a string, in and out crossovers to be able to get to the paint and draw a foul.
I mean, the two lefty layup attempts we saw in the opening, couple of minutes? I know one was missed and one went in.
It makes you kind of wonder, is he ambidextrous?
Chance to take the lead, and there's Brown again with some hounding defense. Jump ball was the call, but they're going to say it is halftime. C.J. Brown has had his hands everywhere for Dream City on the defensive side of things.
He is just terrific. He hasn't been the best player on the floor, but he has been one of the most impactful players on the floor. He hasn't even scored yet, but defensively he has been everywhere in that first half. Their defensive rating with him on the floor has been tremendous in this first opening 16 minutes.
Malachi Jordan with the primal roar there as the halftime horn sounded. He's been the leading scorer in this one, 14 points, 6 of 9 from the floor for the lone five-star in this matchup. We're right where we started, all tied. Second half coming your way shortly for Down in the Sunshine State.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
Fresh, no bad stuff.
With garlic,
Cumin, coriander. It's super tender.
juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
It's not just a burrito.
It's handheld.
Foil wrapped.
Really fresh.
Real ingredients.
From the farm.
Fresh every day.
Responsibly raised.
Without that bad stuff, it's magic happening.
Best of the best, baby. 100% yum.
Literally massive deliciousness.
You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Sunshine Classic on League Ready. And what a first half it was. 14-7 out of the gates at the end of the first quarter. TCA had the lead, and the Dream City outscores the Spartans by 7. They put up 21 points in that second quarter.
And it's really just been a show between Malachi Jordan and Ikenna Alozie. Those two guys have combined for 26 of 28 points. But I'll be honest, like, these two dudes, they're carrying the torch. But it's my guy inside, C.J. Brown, who has also been excellent, kind of covering up gaps. It's a big reason why they've had a big comeback here to tie it at half.
Yeah, he had the big moment here right before the end of the first half. 2 rebounds, 2 assists for C.J. Brown. It doesn't sound like a lot on paper, but a lot of very impactful plays on the defensive side of things. And, you know, what stands out here, because it felt like Dream City was a little disjointed for a stretch, but they've caught fire a little bit from distance. The looks have been there, and they're finally falling. And
they've really evened up the rebounding battle. They were down by almost 10 in the rebounding battle. Now it's down to 4. If they win the rebound battle here in the second half, I think they'll be just fine and be able to maybe find some distance. But I'll be honest, the Spartans, like, for the first half of this game, like, they have not been outmatched at all. Like, they're certainly more than capable of winning this basketball game.
Certainly in the opening 16 minutes in the first half they've ever played in this conference, they have held their own. Absolutely. They led the large majority of that opening half. Jordan trying to turn the corner, gets all the way to the cup. And there is Brown on mop-up duty, his first bucket and the foul.
Good things happen to those who wait, and he has been excellent defensively all game. So many great defensive plays in here. Right place, right time, offensive rebound, put back with the right hand, and now he gets a chance to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
That was almost like a subdued, subtle flex. Like, hey, I got you. I know it's my first bucket, but I'm here to stay in half two.
Really nice-looking prospect.
It's also great when you talk up a guy and then immediately first play out there, he cashes in the old school three-point play.
It's the opposite of the broadcaster jinx.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in our way, too. It's rare. People don't really point out when you say something and then the guy does something well. Not as fun to talk about. Well, we've seen this shot before, and this time it's no good for Christian Gibson. You don't see a lot of guys who love to get to that, 18, 17-footer. That's right in his wheelhouse. Patient approach this time. Brown fakes right, kicks it back out. Alozie thought about it. Hitting all the way in tough, too. Great defense, and late whistle. It is a charge that goes against Alozie, drawn by Jackson Hardaway.
I mean, he squared that up pretty good. Early in that possession, I thought they had the blind pig action there for that backdoor cut for Jordan, and just a little bit off, or a little bit earlier, they could have avoided that offensive foul if they're able to get the back cut for the dunk. Now, if you're the Spartans, it's like, all right, we just got to string together good possessions. Like, you get a good defensive stop, now let's get a good shot. Like, you're just trying to string together possessions. You can't give, turnovers that turn into, touchdowns on the other end. Controlling the basketball is going to be huge against this type of defense that wants to take the ball away.
Team scoring 76 points per game through their first 9, only at 28 here. Couple of looks right at it, and Hardaway gets the second to fall.
I really like how the Spartans, like the sets that they run the half court. That was a terrific action.
And defense turning to offense for Williams, who missed the reversal, but that might have felt like a whistle that came after the ball fell off the rim. But it's a foul against Malachi Jordan to Mason Williams back at the free throw line.
I mean, Williams' stat line today hasn't been enormous, just 4 points here in the first half. A chance here to add to it right now, but his feel for the game, you could just tell. And then, like we talked about early in the first half, he had that left-hand finish, and then the reverse to a right-hand finish. He's got just a creative bag around the rim, and that's something you absolutely need at 6'3".
His older brother Mike is at Jackson State. He was committed to Jackson State until the start of this week. I mean, that's the fun thing about high school basketball when you're playing at this type of level. You're a senior. You're absolutely balling out, and now he's reopened his commitment. Got an offer from Texas Tech. I'm sure more offers are coming. Nowadays, you just got to check the DMs, right? You never know who's going to come calling. And it's another charge and a few turnovers in a row now. Lincoln Vinson, that's his second nice defensive play.
I mean, that was really good defense. He literally just mirrored the driver and took the contact, draws the offensive foul.
Nowadays, you have a 20-plus point outing against a high-caliber opponent. You know somebody's watching somewhere.
Every game matters.
Sanders for 3. That's a reach-in foul, 93 feet away from the hoop against Hardaway.
Yeah, just didn't need it. Just didn't need it in that scenario. But yeah, I mean, back to the Williams thing to just tie that all together. It's very clear he will be having, you know, a lot of interest here down the stretch, and it's always that weird timeline of do I wait now? Do I sign in the spring? Like, what am I supposed to do here? If he takes this to the spring, like, he's going to have plenty of offers because the game is legit.
Looking at schools like Memphis and Ole Miss, got the offer from Texas Tech. I'm sure more programs will come calling. Cleaves nails the 3, and Dream City back in front.
I really like those dribble handoffs into immediate threes. Like, dribble handoffs have really kind of skyrocketed in usage for offenses because there's a lower turnover rate on those compared to normal pick and rolls. And there, Cleaves is able to get a really good look off of that DHO.
Looked like Malachi Jordan wanted the chicken wing and the reach around of the offensive foul, but that's not the way it was seen.
Might have had a point there, too. I thought I saw the same thing.
One of the great things about this game so far is it doesn't really matter who you are, if you're a small guard or a big man. Just about everybody's guarding you 30 feet out and pretty tightly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real trend throughout basketball, just pressure the ball.
Gibson rejected for Brown. Vincent feigns and misses. C.J. Brown, defensive showing tonight.
A+ on that end so far for number 14.
Some fancy handles, too.
Yep.
Oh, and a great no-look pass. Cleaves missed the reverse, but it's really starting to flow and gel well offensively for Dream City. Vincent with a nice pocket pass. Stuck down low, but getting it to fall. Jackson Hardaway.
That was a pretty crafty ability to catch that ball in traffic and use the rim kind of like to shield off the defender there. I mean, and Brown's been terrific all game long, but look, he just shields it a little bit, gets the shot fake, and is able to use the rim as a little bit of a protection for the reverse layup.
And for a big man, that's a pretty tough pass to receive, too. That pocket pass that's a bounce pass from a pretty close proximity.
Around like 4 hands, it felt like there were 2 defenders there.
You can see the intensity from Michael Wright. This has been a very tight game, really, from the onset. Dream City used that big 8-0 run about midway through the second quarter to take their first lead.
I mean, for the most part, it felt like the Spartans kind of controlled that first, like, 10 minutes, right? The first quarter, obviously, and then controlled the first opening stanza of that second quarter. And now they took the punch, or you know Dream City was going to go on a run. Now can the Spartans put their own run together to try to get some separation again?
Very balanced scoring. The Spartans team so far through their first 9 games this year. 4 players average in double figures, led by Gibson, 17 a game.
It feels like they also have multiple guards they can run pick and rolls with too. So they're not just so guard reliant on one guy to create advantages for them. That's a really nice feeling if you're Michael Wright and the staff, and something you're going to have to lean on here in the final 12-ish minutes of this one.
And the press leads to another turnover. Vincent splits the 2 defenders, but missed another layup. Had a chance there to get another bucket in transition. Morris with a rare attempt. Dream City's finally getting some other guys to score.
Man, a couple here, like just inopportune, wrong place, wrong time fouls here for the Spartans that you just don't want those. Feels like the coaching staff is a little bit frustrated because they do a lot of things right on that possession and still whistled for a foul.
Both teams with 3 fouls now here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just can't let Dream City get into the bonus, not with their size advantage in certain spots.
Brown skips it across. Sidestep from Grant, who sticks the 3. 6-3 rather, so far for Dream City today.
Kind of a line drive 3, but it did look good coming out of his hand and knocks it down.
Ended Grant, the junior from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Williams maybe through some contact, couldn't power it up and in.
Love the push ahead pass there.
Jordan, killer defense though. It's Gibson that rips it away. Gibson spinning around one man, squeezing his way in, and he will get rewarded with the trip to the free throw line.
It felt like very early in that possession we knew who was taking the shot on that trip. And Gibson did not look like he was giving that one up anytime soon. And a little bit of trouble, but kind of navigates out of it, and now he gets a chance to go to the free throw line.
put his head down, and that was going to be a man possessed. Christian Gibson, the senior out of Houston, number 8 ranked shooting guard in the class of 2026.
Second highest rated recruit that UCF has ever landed. So he's got a chance. I mean, we'll see kind of how UCF goes along the season. We don't want to put words in your mouth, but there could be a coaching change there if UCF doesn't make the tournament. But he's got a chance to be an impact player there early.
And he's got 2,000+ points in his high school career, reached that mark and surpassed it in November. Double figures in every game he's played this year, all 9.
That's a lot of points.
Once again, Grant all alone hits his second in a row.
2 for $1.
Kendon Grant, the undeclared junior from north of the border. All of a sudden, I mean, that's kind of a secondary piece, an ancillary role type of guy that all of a sudden has caught fire, and that's why this team's up by 6.
Those little spurts from your role players can just be little game changers.
Because it had been all Jordan and Alozi pretty much exclusively. Finally, Cleaves has hit a couple shots. Brown's gotten involved. Speaking of the devil, there's Brown on the glass. That is rebound number 7 to go with 3 assists and 3 points. Really? Not to mention the deflection.
Yeah, really good contest there on that one too. And yeah, I mean, we've been hand tracking the deflection. It feels like he's at 9 so far in the third quarter. Still has 3 minutes to go.
Slowing things down on this end. The lead up to 6. Alozi lets it fly. Short off the front. Vincent's there to clear. Williams working quickly up ahead. Gibson with the offhand. But it's another empty possession for TCA. That was a dangerous pass. Pinball's around and will stay right here.
This feels like a really important little sequence here for Tennessee Collegiate Academy. Just like, are we going to be able to stay in this one? Or is this one going to get away from us? I just don't think you feel good about your chance to come back when you're down by 10 heading into the fourth quarter. Like, you got to get this back within like 2 or 3 again. Just keep stacking those good possessions. You can't let this one get away from you.
6-0 run for Dream City. It's 1 for their last 8. Tennessee Collegiate from the floor, and that's just way too easy for Martre Bagley.
He's been pretty quiet today, but you can see the game there. That's just a really smooth, strong right-hand drive right to the front of the rim.
And the headliners for Dream City finally getting some help in the scoring department.
That's when they're at their best.
Lead just continuing to blossom. Unkind rim on this end. Grant and Bagley really carrying the load all of a sudden the last few minutes.
And you're doing all of this right now with Alozi and Jordan on the bench. Like, that's the luxury of being able to extend your lead when your best 2 players are on the bench.
DeAndre Morris, and foot slipped out from underneath him. Morris has been mighty quiet so far. No points. He has only played 12 minutes.
And now with Brown off the floor too for Dream City, if I'm the Spartans, I'm just trying to get downhill. I got to get downhill and get to the paint.
Miles trying to do just that. Hangs in the air. It swirls out on him.
The iron is really unkind. The last 2 trips could have easily had a couple buckets.
Just feels firm right now. Cleaves gets a paint touch, kicks it out, and Kendon Grant cannot miss his 3rd 3 of the 3rd quarter. Williams with the shimmy shake all the way in through contact. Foul on the floor. That's more of what you wanted to see, though. Williams getting downhill, turning the corner, and trying to create contact.
KYP is the thing. Know your personnel. And sometimes that works for the other team as well, too. And when Jordan's off the floor, or when Brown's off the floor, CJ Brown's off the floor, like, I'm going to get to the rim because I just don't fear the shot blockers down there right now at the same level.
But it's free throws, and we're just seeing so many wide open threes for Dream City. And unlike in that opening quarter, they're hitting them now. Preponderance of wide open ones. That ends the 11-0 run.
Dream City now 8 of 16 from beyond the arc. That is really, really good stuff.
1 for 5, I believe, in the opening quarter. Wreaking havoc, though, in the backcourt. Williams snipes his way all the way in. That left-hand finish for him is so smooth.
He is slippery, just slippery, and able to, like, bend the defense and get to the rim. Oh, almost got another one there.
That will be a timeout He was very close to picking that off right underneath the hoop.
Not to speak for Dream City head coach Kyle Weaver, but that's one of those timeouts of like, I am going to get my best players back in the game right now. Ken Alozi, like, welcome back to the floor, big fella.
Yeah, that felt like a, hey, you guys have done your job. More so even than that. You've increased the lead, but all of a sudden it's gotten a little shaky with the ball handling and the passing against this press. And Tennessee Collegiate, they've gotten the deficit back down to single digits, and when they are able to turn Dream City over far and away, they look like their best when defense becomes offense.
Totally, and I think it is a credit to Dream City's half-court defense and the pressure that they create defensively. And if I'm the Spartans, I'm just trying to ramp this tempo up and see how often I can score in transition, because that's been free cheese for them today and a lot easier. Their shot quality has been way, way better in transition than it's been at half-court, especially when Jordan and Brown have been on the floor for Dream City.
What needs to change defensively right now out of this timeout for the Spartans?
They just have to be a little bit more connected in the half court. Like their transition defense, like they're trying to be really aggressive and try to force those turnovers because they've gotten easy buckets, and I totally understand that. But when it doesn't work, like they have to find a way to match back up in the half court and can't lose open shooters like they have here in the third quarter.
Just a 7-point game. Been a 14-point swing though after the first quarter. Tennessee Collegiate led by 7.
So still the bench unit here on the floor for Dream City. So again, I think you're going to see the Spartans continue to be aggressive with this full court press.
Maybe not what we expected out of the timeout, but they get right through it, and it leads to a Bagley 3.
That felt a smidge rushed, but maybe they're trying to go with 2 for 1. We'll see.
Look on the other end as well. Did Bagley get a touch? Looks like he did, and it'll stay with the Spartans.
So now if you're the Spartans, you can execute a 2 for 1 here. 41 seconds, 30 seconds on the shot clock. You could, if you get an open one early in the first, I don't know, 3-4 seconds here, you could theoretically try to execute the 2 for 1.
I think Kyle Weaver's thought process was in line with yours. So that was a quick look from Bagley, and he puts him right back on the bench. So he gets Alozi back in there. Second chance. And it is just a 2-possession game now with less than 30 to play in the quarter. Nate Miles has had a couple of nice close looks after offensive rebounds. Cleaves kicks it right back out. Grant, can he hit again? How about 4? Unstoppable force right now.
A 4-piece of threes here in the third quarter. What an explosion right in the right time.
Another second chance, though. It was Miles again. And we'll have a chance to get a quick look, though, with about 1.5 seconds to go. I don't think coming out of halftime you would have expected it to be the Kendon Grant show in this third quarter, but that's certainly been the case. 12 points in the game. They've all come in the last 8 minutes. Miles for 3. Oh, a huge shot.
That easily could have been a 4-point play as well. It looked like he got a little bit of bump on that one, but what an absolute huge possession there for Nate Miles to end the third quarter. We have a 5-point game as we head to crunch time.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
Fresh, no bad stuff.
With garlic,
Cumin, coriander, it's super tender.
juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
It's not just a burrito.
It's handheld.
Foil wrapped.
Really fresh.
Real ingredients.
From the farm.
Fresh every day.
Responsibly raised.
Without that bad stuff, it's magic happening.
Best of the best, baby. 100% yum.
Literally massive deliciousness.
You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Sunshine Classic on League Ready. We prepare for the final quarter here in Florida in a tight one. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. And delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle for real. So a jolt of momentum after a 3 from Nate Miles. It was only 3 of 11 from distance across the team's first 9 games. And a cylinder foul goes against Matisse Cleaves Jr. It's a 5-point game. It feels like the lead's a little bit bigger just because Dream City's kind of dominated the last 2 quarters. Open 3 off the inbounds and a massive hit for keeper Jackson.
6-point swing in basically 20 seconds.
Jackson, 4-star senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Homegrown product for this TCA program. And a one and done on this end. Chance to tie or take the lead for TCA. Mason Williams all the way in, and he missed the layup. Maybe his easiest shot of the day.
That's the 3rd layup for the Spartans here in the second half. That's done everything but go in. I can just hear like Bill Raftery. It's just like the iron is unkind. You know what I mean? Like I can hear him. I can hear it. Watch this baseline out of bounds play. They've run really good stuff off the baseline out of bounds to get good looks.
Gibbons tried to give it right back to Vital.
It was there for just a smidge, and good defensive play there by Dream City.
Time for the intensity to ratchet up in a 1-possession game with 7 minutes to go. Alozi, who did not score in that 3rd quarter. Malachi Jordan, with the response. Just when Tennessee Collegiate was creeping their way back in.
And Jackson contested, it just doesn't matter. Jordan's game is just like so polished and so smooth. Good hustle.
Alozi hits the deck. He was trying to call timeout, but he is out of bounds. First to the floor, I'm telling you. That's a Houston guy in a nutshell.
That is like the 3rd time that we've seen that so far today.
Look at the tape on his shoulder. Doesn't stand a chance.
In another life, he would have been an unbelievable free safety in football, or nickel corner.
Oh, no doubt about it. The effort, the reads. He's a guy who plays bigger than he is, too. Listed at 6'2". Chance to get it back to 1 possession. That's a tough shot. Keeper Jackson's having a nice quarter.
I like his game. I know he comes off the bench for them, but he has really given the Spartans a little bit of a jolt here.
Williams pokes it out of play right into the Dream City bench.
Got whistled for a foul on that one, too. I thought it was just a poke away as well.
Oh, that looked clean. Hit it right into the bench, but you're right. It is a personal.
I mean, he isn't scared at all, though, by Ken Alozi.
Great matchup. 2 guys who could well find themselves on the same court next year and in the years to come.
Really good switching right now defensively.
Alozi gets downhill, slithers his way in, but it's another missed layup. Those are compounding really for both teams. Oh, that's a scary fall.
I really think that the Spartans are super well coached. That's just one of my first impressions of them. Like, they run really good actions there. On that possession, they triple switched a thing there to blow up a couple actions there as well. I think Michael Wright has done a really nice job with this group. You can see why they beat Prolific Prep. You can see that they're going to be a factor all season long.
First-year head coach was hired in July. Previously was at Liberty Heights and Combine Academy in North Carolina. Both these teams really have the athletes to be able to switch consistently. I mean, how many times have we seen somebody take advantage of a mismatch? It doesn't feel like that's something that's really happened today.
No. Two-way players, a lot of two-way players today.
Mason Williams, cut off by Alozi. That great matchup continues to really be on display.
Alozi is not letting him get to his right hand either.
And then Grant all over Vincent. Miles with that big 3 at the 3rd quarter buzzer and a bailout foul with 1 on the shot clock.
It definitely feels like Dream City is ramping it up again with their intensity on the ball defensively, and they're basically being like, we don't think you can drive past us right now. It also helps when you make a few threes. It makes it a little bit easier to play defense.
That felt like a possession that was going nowhere. Vincent, that's way short. He thought he was hit on the way up. Malachi Jordan. That's basically 1-on-4, and he comes out the victor and chance for some free ones.
I thought he had an open shooter there in the corner that he was going to do a wraparound pass to, but he just got the defenders here in the air just a little bit.
I mean, the whole team is in this shot almost defensively.
Hopefully the ankle there is okay, but I mean, you can just see all the tools that Jordan has today. Like, he's hit a face-up three. He's hit a, mid-post back-down fadeaway. He did a mid-post back-down where he squared you up and hit a jumper from the mid-range. He's gotten in the middle of the floor as a cutter. Like, there's just a lot of different ways that you can use him offensively. And then you throw in a splash of the playmaking. It's a nice player, really, really nice player. You can see why he has just a cast of offers.
Surprising that this is his first trip to the free throw line today, too.
That's pretty much a credit to the Spartans for defending without fouling. For the most part, I thought they've done a good job. They took a couple charges early, and they've done a good job staying vertical. But you're going to see him get a lot of trips to the free throw line with just his game.
Jordan now up to 75% for the charity stripe on the year. Vincent really had that hot start in the first quarter. Whistle goes against Tennessee Collegiate. Deficit at 5, about 5 to go.
And if I'm Michael Wright, I'm really just stressing, just run our stuff. Trust our actions. We've gotten really good looks, and we trust when we run good offense here. We don't really need the face-up threes early in the shot clock that are contested.
Both these sides have gone deep into the bench, too, at crucial junctures in the second half.
Look at Jackson's length and athleticism. He's just all over the place at the top of this press.
He is quick, front to back, and certainly side to side. Those legs are so long.
And we've seen him execute a couple peel switches too. Like he's got like defensive intricacies in his bag that very few young players are able to execute early.
Jordan gets by Williams, lays it off. C.J. Brown.
Reward the big fella with a rim rocking jam, but that play was all Jordan. Like just the ability to scan the floor, draw multiple defenders, and drop it off is big time.
Now they need the answer, and keeper Jackson is there.
I'm telling you, like, he has really changed his energy level here in the second half, and part of it was hitting that big corner three, getting him going at the top of this press, trying to get deflections. He's a really, really nice player.
Keeper Jackson's got 9 points, and they have all come since halftime. Let's take a look at tonight's Chipotle Players Spotlight. A few minutes left here in this fourth quarter. Malachi Jordan, we've heard a lot from him today. The 5-star player out there, the number 17 ranked player in the class. Burrito with carne asada, white rice, corn, lettuce, cheese, and then a whole lot of sauce. This thing gets interesting quickly because you got sour cream, you got extra sour cream, and you got guac on the side. That sounds like it's kind of a mess.
He's a dipper. That's my analysis there. But honestly, really strong order overall. 10 out of 10, no notes for me.
Guac, sour cream, and then you're dipping it into some extra sour cream. If anybody could pull it off, it's a 5-star, right?
Well, I like the idea of dipping it into guac because, like, I'm a guac fiend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's delicious. So I do like the idea of dipping his burrito into guac if that's the game plan.
A 6'7" junior from Nashville. Yeah, I don't know what's in there sauce-wise versus on the side sauce-wise. What's getting dipped and dunked. We see him dish to a dunk for C.J. Brown. But whatever he's doing, it's working. So just keep it on.
He owes us a dunk, I think, though. Like down the stretch here. I think he deserves one of these down the stretch.
It's crazy to see a guy today after reading about him for a while, watching all the highlights, and then inside the opening quarter, we pretty much saw him scoring in every way possible.
He has been the total package today. Absolute total package. They have had no one who can check him effectively.
Grant this time driving in, gets to the elbow, back out for Malachi Jordan. And he just looks like a man possessed, kicks it out instead, though, to Brown with the three. It's not the look they want right now in crunch time. Mason Williams spinning, absorbing some contact. Are we going to get a goal to end? We will. Count the bucket, back to a 3-point deficit.
Let's see if it's on the way down. Yeah, that was definitely on the way down. I just like that pace there too from Williams, being like, hey, like I'm out in transition, like I'm going to the rim. You can come with me or not. Like that's where I'm going.
When he's got a full head of steam, they just haven't had the answer from him. The only time that they've stopped him is when he's missed a few layups.
Yep.
Jordan going 1-on-2 off the window and the foul.
Flex on him a little bit. Flex on him. Again, just that strong right hand, absorbs contact, finds the right angle, kisses it off the glass.
It's the extra sour cream. It's got to be. There's no other reason. I mean, he has just had his way up to 21 points. How about the efficiency, too? He's 8 of 13 from the floor. He's perfect 3 of 3 from distance, 2 of 2 from the line. No announcer jinx. He hits the third, too.
I kind of wonder if this is a scenario where Keeper Jackson could get thrown onto Malachi Jordan here late. Like if that's the pivot here down the stretch, just to try to turn his water off for a little bit and give the Spartans a chance.
So does the 2-possession game. The Dream City team that's 1-2 in the conference. There is Keeper Jackson. There's nobody within 10 feet of him. Take a chance, though. Gibson back on the floor and paying dividends.
When he gets to that middle third of the floor and able to get to his spots, like he feels automatic.
And when they see the ball go through the net and they have a chance to line up this press, even when it's not creating turnovers, it's been taking Dream City a long time to get into their sets.
Totally.
And at this stage, they can be a little bit more patient, so it might not matter quite as much, but it's a 4-point game right now. Williams creates the turnover.
That's a really, really nice possession there from Williams. Just kind of reading the moment. I don't like to see this, though. Maybe, hopefully, it's just a cramp for Ikenna Alozie.
Grabbing the calf. That's certainly the hope. Alozie, who just committed a couple weeks ago on November 21st to Houston. Not what you want to see at any stage, especially this late in a really highly competitive, entertaining game. That could be a little bit of a jolt to the system. The Spartans will have the ball and a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Still plenty of time to work their way back into this game in which they led the large majority of the first half. Just another look at it, and the ball poked away. Hard to see anything too definitive there.
I really think it's just a... Oh, and you can see it right there, the cramp. That does not look fun at all.
I mean, they are naturally a different team when he is out there, especially when they need stops. Good to see him at least up and moving, and you hope that is in fact just a cramp, and maybe he can even come back and finish out this game at some point. We'll see. Something to keep an eye on. Also good to see Malachi Jordan, the first guy over to check on him. That's a good teammate.
Looks like he's starting to move a little bit better already, which is very, very encouraging sign. They're going to probably get the Theragun on him a little bit.
Theragun, water, banana. I think that's the mighty trio.
Yep.
Chase Gibbons. Crunch time here. Gibson trying to finish with his offhand on the left side. Maybe made that a little bit more difficult than was necessary.
He had it. Good read, good set right there. Strong left hand, could have had an easy layup, just missed it.
Morris with a killer crossover. Could not finish at the rim, though.
Good wall-up defense again.
Another chance in the open floor for Mason Williams to create. Leads to a three from the corner. Bullseye, Christian Gibson.
So he misses the wide-open layup, but you give him that corner pocket three. That's money in the bank. And we got a 1-point game with 2 to go.
Both teams are shooting at 50% from 3.
Here comes Alozie back to the bench. I wonder if they can get him back in here for crunch time.
Where do you go with him on the bench? You got to imagine
Jordan.
Malachi Jordan's got to get a touch of the basketball, but that hasn't been the case yet. Cleaves driving down the baseline. Chance to take the lead. Mason Williams. And a 50-50 ball sends it the other way. Keandre Morris has been quiet. That's his best play of the night.
How about that recognition to be able just to see the ball and grab the ball? And that's great news there to get Ikenna Alozie back into the game. 94 seconds left. This is the time where just offensively You have to have your best players getting their best spots. Like every possession really matters. Saw that on that last possession. Dream City didn't get the best look that it necessarily wanted, like a contested floater. Now you get a Losey back in. Now you have Jordan back on the floor. Got a chance to put this game away.
And a chance to get the Theragun some viewing time for the folks at home.
Well, if you really needed Theragun time, like now, here's your opportunity.
Got to be a little interesting wrinkle for him because obviously it was a cramp. He was right back in fine. He didn't really get a chance to move out on the floor before he's sitting down again. But up by 1, Malachi Jordan did not really touch the ball last possession. You got to imagine coming out of this timeout, that's the guy you want the ball in the hands of.
Definitely touching the ball in this possession if I'm Kyle Weaver. Here's the other thing, too. Like, is this a scenario where Keeper Jackson gets switched on to him? We have not seen that matchup yet. Keeper Jackson, the 6'7" wing, has been a dynamic defensive player at times today for TCA. Could he get that one-on-one assignment here when, stops are just so necessary? But I will say this, too. Like Mason Williams, his ball pressure has been really good. We saw him force the 2 turnovers in this fourth quarter alone. He's going to try to get right up in Dream City's grill and try to get another one here.
And you know it'll be Mason Williams trying to hound Ikenna Alozie coming out of this break. If Alozie does bring it up the floor.
Little 1-2-2 press, and they're just going to drop back into a man-to-man. And it's Gibson who gets the assignment on Jordan.
Grant taking his time. Here is that matchup with Alozie and Williams.
Gibson just not letting him get it.
Alozie all the way in for the layup.
Just can't let him get to his right hand. He is so dynamic going to his right hand. Delivers a huge, huge bucket with 67 ticks to go.
Gibson penetrating and draws the foul. And Killa gets Cleaves.
I feel like a broken record, but middle third of the floor for Gibson is really, really effective.
Early on in the game, it felt like Christian Gibson was settling for those deep mid-range 2s, and now he is just going downhill, head down, all the way to the bucket.
Now here's a blob. Baseline out of bounds play for TCA. They got an open 3 on a blob to end the third quarter. Could they get an open one here? We'll see.
Certainly looking for Vincent in that short corner. Almost turned it over.
Yeah, I mean, and Michael Wright's not really happy with that. I think they were looking for the slip to the rim, and I think it could have been open. Got lucky that the ball went out of bounds off of Dream City.
Now tough rebounding it a little bit more towards that corner.
They had to slip open again.
Had his man sealed. And it is Nate Miles who gets fouled. A lot of action on that inbounds.
They just run, again, really good actions there. They're running shooters off of multiple stagger screens. They slipped it. They get a pin, like basically just pinned his defender right there on the block, and now he's rewarded. Nate Miles is rewarded with 2 free throws.
First free throw attempts of the day for Miles, who's got 6 points. It's Gibson that leads the way for the team with 13.
It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Just overall, it feels like there haven't been many trips to the free throw line for TCA. This is just their first attempt in the fourth quarter. It's good defense by Dream City if you're able to hold an opposing team off of the free throw line for the first 7 minutes and 8 seconds of the, or 7 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Especially given how tenacious this defense is.
Yep.
It's not like they're playing soft coverage.
Totally.
Malachi Jordan almost lost it. And a timeout called, and that seems like it was a perfectly timed one. Because that might have been a possession that was going haywire.
I think everybody in the gym thought a turnover was coming there. TCA thought a turnover was coming, and so did Dream City coach Kyle Weaver.
Mason Williams was lurking in the area and kind of behind Malachi Jordan, which is probably the last thing that Kyle Weaver wanted to see.
You ever hear that impression where it's like both teams are scared when the guy has the ball in his hands? That was that scenario unfolding right in front of us.
That felt like anything could happen at that exact second. So up by 2. I mean, what's the process here defensively coming out for the Spartans, who have looked better this quarter, certainly on the defensive side of things, than they did in the second and third?
Yeah, they're definitely going to be pressuring the basketball again, trying to get those takeaways and get out and transition and try to run. You know, I think Dream City is probably going to go with trying to involve Ikenna Olozie and Malachi Jordan in the same action together. That really put them in a bind on that last trip. You know, Gibson does a terrific job of not letting Jordan get the ball, but it opened up a free gap for Olozie to get to the rim. So there, I would look to see if Dream City can get its best 2 players involved in this action here.
You know, Williams is going to do his best to try to strip that ball away. Olozie off the switch, all the way in. Brown got fouled. They got the switch they wanted. They got it to their big man down low, and a couple of huge free throws inbound.
It feels like even though everybody in the gym knows that Olozie wants to get to his right hand, you just still can't stop it. He's just so explosive and powerful with that right hand. He's able to, again, just create advantage. And now Brown is able to go to the free throw line for 2. These are huge free throws. Last time he shot a jumper, he airballed a 3. So we'll see what his free throw attempt looks like right here.
Good on the first. Here's the all-important second one to try to make it a 2-possession game. Keeper Jackson goes out. This Diarra Vital, the senior from Lake Charles, Louisiana, comes back in. C.J. Brown has been doing everything tonight. Hits them both.
Clutch, really clutch. I love big men that can step to the line in big spots. Again, like after airballing a 3, to be able to step to the line and make 2 free throws like that, that says a lot about his maturity and his toughness.
7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, not to mention the blocks and the shots that have been altered. And just
1,900 deflections, or however many we were counting. So now you're down by 4 here with 33.9 seconds to go. For me, like, the Spartans just have to take a 3 here, the first open 3 that you can find. You know, I guess you could get a quick 2 if it's open and try to play the foul game a little bit. But, I mean, on a day like this where Dream City is 8 for 8 from the foul line, that doesn't really feel ideal.
It's a bit crazy to watch. Dream City is 10 of 20 from 3. And on the other side, Tennessee Collegiate Academy is 7 of 14. So both these teams exactly 50%. And you got to imagine Mason Williams will have the basketball. He'll have a chance maybe to turn a corner and drive to the cup or dish it off. And you'd love probably to get either Lincoln Vincent a look at it or Christian Gibson. Yeah,
and if you're Dream City too, when Williams drives the ball, defend without fouling. Like, get out of the way. We'll give up a 2 here in that scenario. You just cannot foul for a strong, big, strong guard like that who can kind of go through contact at ease. An old-fashioned 3-point play would be worst-case scenario here for Dream City.
Williams triggering the inbounds. Imagine he'll get it right back on the handoff. And a careless foul.
So now it's a free throw attempt there. I kind of like the defense there from Brown, like to get up in that, to switch that and try to blow it up a little bit. But just had his hands in the cookie jar. And now Williams can go to the free throw line to make this a 2-point game.
Brown picks up his 3rd foul. Mason Williams. This might be the exact guy they want at the free throw line right now. He entered today 15 of 16.
Diamond press is coming in if he makes this. I would assume that keeper Jackson's at the front of it, usually.
Now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe today. 2-point game. Got to get it across. Morris trapped in the short corner. Got rid of it. Jordan, great find. C.J. Brown detonates. But it's going to be a charge, it looks like. That's before the bucket.
Wow. Wow. That is a huge, huge play there. Winning plays by Mason Williams to be able to draw this charge. I mean, he is right there. You don't see many charges called on passes, but that is a big one at a huge time.
You like the aggressiveness because you created the exact look you dream of. C.J. Brown with a 2-handed flush at the rim. But it's been a night where defense at times has really stepped up at critical points. And that's the case here for Mason Williams, who hits 2 clutch free throws, draws the charge. And now you know it'll be right back in his hands. 18 seconds to go. Chance to tie or take the lead. Mason Williams, who's got 12 points. Gibson with a team-high 13. Keeper Jackson out there has got 9 points all in the second half. Where do they go? Williams with Alozie all over him. Lost the basketball. He put it on the deck. Alozie picks it up, finds Brown, and that's how this game ends. The Houston commit with the defense. Of course, that's how this game finishes.
You want to hunt somebody, and you hunt one of the best defenders in this entire senior class. That's the type of outcome that you would expect. Alozie finding a way to get the biggest stop with the game on the line.
Wow, what a finish. Let's take a look at tonight's Nike Player of the Game, Malachi Jordan. I don't think there's any question where we were going with this one. Dominant, really, in all 4 quarters.
Just a little bit of everything. We've seen him as a driver. We saw him as a cutter. We saw him as a spot-up three-point shooter. We saw him as an isolation scorer. I mean, just that little sidestep 3 was huge. You know, he only had 2 assists. I counted him for at least 5 potential assists. He's terrific on both ends, offensively, defensively, and as a playmaker today.
He just made things happen and had that huge moment right at the end of the first half. There's the roar, too. We saw the emotions coming out from the 5-star. And what a finish. We knew Mason Williams and Ikenna Alozie could decide this game, and that's exactly how it ended. Your final thoughts from a thriller really from the start.
I really thought the Spartans hung well with this one, but Dream City, the big dudes, the big dogs, made biggest plays of the day. Alozie on the defensive end and Jordan on the offensive end.
What a start to the weekend here in the Sunshine State at the Sunshine Classic. What an opener. So for my partner Isaac Trotter and our entire production crew, I'm Max Thomas saying so long. We're back shortly with our second game of this lovely Friday night in Florida.